a very important season for Crocs. Roughly about 70% is done in the first half. They have been extending that spring-summer season as they've been thinking of new usage occasions for that classic clog and moving even further beyond that. But it's a big season, and we've been really encouraged by what we've seen from a traffic perspective as we've gotten deeper into the summer season.
You like the innovation going on at Crocs, and specifically some of the collaborations like the Vera Bradley. That sold out already?
It has. So what's really interesting, and I think if we take a step back, they've started to approach their go-to-market strategy very differently over the last 18 months. So their entire marketing has been done through digital channels, and these collaborations, they're really finding out a way to keep their core comfort customer. So that would be someone who would likely cut a cross shop with a Vera Bradley, but also be relevant with teens and getting that younger Gen Z consumer. So whether it's Vera Bradley collaboration, which has sold out in the last couple of weeks, just having launched beginning of July, or whether it's the Post Malone collaborations they launched at the end of last year, I think they're doing a really good job of getting kind of two strong customer cohorts.
In terms of some of the potential risk factors, Erinn, some of Crocs are made in China. They're also made in Mexico and in Europe. How much exposure does it have to China? Is that a concern at all?
Sure. So if you look at the exposure into China into the U.S. market, because that would be the market, obviously, if tariffs were to go through at 25% in List 4, even though that's been pushed off for now, it will be about 10% of their total manufacturing by the end of 2020. So in pretty reasonable shape relative to the rest of their peer set. In terms of Mexico, it's pretty de minimis right now. It's roughly just single digit, very modest, 1-ish, 2% of their manufacturing. So we think they're fairly diversified. Vietnam is kind of a key region for them in terms of a manufacturing perspective, and I think that overhang is subsided at least in the last couple of weeks.
And then in terms of direct to consumer, Erinn, is they're keeping a tighter inventory control. So is most of it done through a distributor, or are they direct to consumer at this point?
In terms of the total brand globally,
yes.
I think, yeah. So you look at about 50% is done in wholesale. And what's interesting about that wholesale business is half of that is done through what we like to call e-tailers. So whether it's Zalando, Amazon, the other 50% of their business is really split between retail stores and internet, so their own Crocs.com.